Welcome back to Crystal Wellness Studio, where we are doing rock tumbling videos and showing you the process that we're going through for our rock tumbling adventure. So we're going to start this week with this barrel. We've rinsed everything off, and now we're coming inside to do our inspection. I'm saving you from watching me wash rocks like I did last week. This is our tiger's eye. It looks like we're doing really well with it. Now this has been going since August 8th and today is September 19th. So it's been going for about 5 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that. And it's been in course the entire time. So we're hoping we can move it to medium today. So we dried this piece off so we can kind of find if there's any more pits, cracks, divots, you know, anything that we would like to smooth out. So this has a crack here that does not pass the fingernail test. So even though the rest of the rock is absolutely ready to go on to medium, I'm going to put it in the maybe pile because I'm not sure I really want to let that go through to medium. Can you see that? And it still has some slurry in there. So we don't want it to dry like cement. Re-wet that. Okay, we're going to make a maybe pile. That's going to be right here. And then we have a strainer here, and that will be our stuff moving forward. And let's just make some room today. Let's just make some room. We've got all this lovely ceramic media that we're going to have to dig through and look for chips. Make a huge mess. Let's see what we have here. We've got the barrel tipped. Yeah, this could still use another time and course, so that's 2 pieces. I mean, some of these stones will just never get perfect, but there's, I mean, can you see that? There's a rough spot there. That can use another week. Yeah, it's got a spot. So maybe it's not ready to move to medium. That's a bummer. I was really hoping to be able to progress on this, but we'd rather take the time in course now than be upset when we don't get a good polish at the end. Yeah, this is still coarse. You see that? See that right there? And on this side, right in here. Yeah, I could use a little bit more time in course. So if we do find anything that's ready to go to medium, we'll set it aside until it catches up. So we're starting to split batches, and that's okay. Wow, these are like almost ready to move forward. So we had blue and golden in here. Yeah, it's going to need more time. But we are getting very close. So we've been experimenting with the amount of grit we're putting in the barrels. And it appears I've been putting in too much because it's just not grinding out in a week. So I was thinking that perhaps, you know, and this is a newbie mistake, that if I put more grit, it would speed up the process. Well, that just isn't true. And when I've proven it to myself for 2 weeks in a row, I put more grit than I should have. And then I just washed it down the drain. So that's just not economical. I mean, it was still a week either way. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not finding anything that's ready. I mean, darn close, but not yet. I have to go through all this and look for chips. But I can do that off camera. You've seen me do that process enough. But I don't need to bore you with it again. Okay. Tiger's eye. Needs another week. That's that one we've been watching with the ledge. It's just nice to see how it progresses every week. So this will stay in our course barrels. And we're really not losing a lot of mass anymore, which I thought these would just keep getting teenier and teenier. They seem to have hit a plateau. Ooh, there's a lot of damage on this one. This is bruising. This is when the rocks are hitting together. We're going to take this one out because it's damaged. And we will, I mean, even though, well, no, I don't know. Because it's damaged in the coarse stage, shouldn't it just stay in the coarse stage? Let's just leave it in coarse. Because coarse is to, round all that stuff out. Sharpen it and clean it up. Yeah, these all have just little, like this has got some work. We're losing focus a lot today. And there's that whole corner that came out last week. It's not sharp anymore, but it's still rough. So in the course it stays. Yep, absolutely nothing is ready to move forward. So we will give this another rinse. Not a wash cycle, but a really good rinse. And, ooh, there's a lot of, can you see that? This is all rough. I like that smooth. Oh, this is smooth. I forgot my train of thought, which often happens when I do ooh shinies. Okay, Tiger's Eye is going to get another week, and I've said this a dozen times now. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it. This was a little chip. It's now turning into a nice little stone. Tiny little stone. Okay, I'm going to continue this off camera to make these videos shorter. We will be back with our next barrel shortly. Oh, what I was going to say was we want to, wash these to get all the slurry off. Give it a good rinse, maybe even with a toothbrush, and then we're going to clean the barrel with a toothbrush and a sponge. Make sure we get all the old residual slurry and grit out of it, and then we're going to start it again with more coarse. So it's not going to be running a wash cycle that we do when we're changing up. So it won't be quite as thorough because it's going in the same stuff. And so you can still see the slurry dirt on my hands here. And there's a pit. So it looks like we've only, out of all of this, only really had one stone that was really damaged. Isn't that amazing? I think this one's my favorite. It's nice to know from week to week it's still my favorite. It's like it has a little scene. Okay, we will be, after we've searched through the grit for any chips, and we've gone, or the ceramic media for any chips, and we take all this lovely, let's fix the camera, all this lovely tiger's eye, and wash it off. We're going to recharge the barrel and let it run for, I'm going to give it an entire another week. And by then, gee whiz, you know, I hope we are able to move it to medium. And we're going to use the 60-70 or 60-90 coarse grit, but we're going to use less of it. I think I've been over, as I mentioned earlier, I've been overdoing it in the barrels, and it was an experiment to see if more grit would grind it down faster, because the constant was the 7 days. I also believe I'm adding just a tad too much water, which is preventing the grit from grinding. So, because it's just kind of making it swim around and it's not really doing what we want it to do. So, let's dampen these again here. Alright, we will see you shortly with the next barrel for this week. Okay, we're back with a barrel of yellow Jasper that we combined with the Serape Jasper, both a hardness of 7. So it's fine to combine the barrels, but because we had lost so much mass, we were able to combine these two barrels into one. So they're both been in coarse grit since August 8th, and today's 9/19. And I think, you know, we've been able to split this yellow Jasper batch for things that were already ready for medium. And I think we are getting a lot more that are also ready for medium. This one, however, appears to not be ready. So that will go back in course for another week. We'll make separate piles. Now this is the Serape Jasper, which is just done wonders this week. Almost ready. There's still, let's try this off. If you can see. Right in this crevice right here. There you go. I want that smoothed out before it moves forward. We've gone this long, we can go another week or two. Boy, is it really getting amazingly beautiful. Okay. We have fewer of the Serape Jasper, so we'll go through those first. There's still a lot of rough on this. And some more smoothing can happen here on the edges. Right in here. So those are the things we want the coarse grit to get. Okay. You really need a lot of patience for this hobby because you want to move things forward and you get impatient, and that's what happened with our calcite batches, and we're holding off on those. I ordered another couple of barrels, and when they come in I'm going to try some different treatments with the calcite, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, this is really starting to come along. It's only taken forever. And I think that speaks to the quality of the rough that we had. Was super rough, and I should have started the Serape Jasper in a 4670 grit, because that would have, it's rougher. It would have ground more down. But I wanted to keep these really big, and I did. These are huge. And I'm happy with the big stones. They just take a lot longer. Yeah, there's just, it's like right here. Let's see how that's just going to cause a problem. Let's see if we can get that focus better. That needs to be worked on more. My favorite piece of the Serape Jasper, my little boot. My little boot looks perfect. So on this back side, there's I mean, the fingernail catches in it. No. I might actually set this one aside. This one might just absolutely be ready. Oh, no, this needs a lot of work. Ooh, still needs sharpen, or the sharp edges taken off. There's all kinds, yeah, that one just needs all kinds of work. Do we have any more Serape Jasper in here? Just this end that's rough. It's really close. Let's see, these are Jaspers. Didn't really get all the water out, because I wanted to keep them damp. Oh, there's a chip. See, I'm gonna pull those out. There's a chip. Must be from the Serape Jasper. Set that aside and put that in that little container. Alright, we'll go through that all off camera. Alright. There is more work to be done. Much you can do this by feel. I can go to medium. I think I got two pieces that can go on to medium. It still needs work. There you see the quartz in there. Isn't that really cool? There's something hiding in there wanting to be discovered. This one's actually ready. No, spoke too soon. I'm being super picky. A lot of people would probably let these go through. And that's got a rough edge there. That's got a rough edge. Like as soon as you feel the rough edges, you know it's going to do another week in course. Ooh, that's not happening yet. And we split this batch, which caused a lot more room in the barrel, and that's why we put the Serape, we combined it. But over the last 2 weeks, this is what we pulled out, ready to go on to medium. So we have this little pile started. Just gonna need another bag this week, bigger bag. And we're just keeping them separated until everything's ready to go together to the next stage. Nope. Huh. Nope. I mean, if you're gonna run another batch, you might as well get it perfect, right? I do like the patterns on these. You can see that could catch grit. No, that's a grit catcher. That's whole bottom is nasty. That might just become crushed rock. Let me know in the comments below how many of you wait for perfection or how many of you lose patience and move forward, still leaving the natural imperfections. Let me know your thoughts. I'm always curious to see what other people think. Hope I'm not going too fast for the newbies out there. But, you know, after a couple of weeks of doing inspections, you get a real good feel for what you personally want to move forward. That's a chip. And what you want to hold back. No. See, when I rolled it over, I saw this, and I just knew that's not ready to move forward. So there's no reason to inspect the rest of the stone. Once you find a part that's not good, why continue? Oh, this was perfect. That one is ready to move on to medium. Just to smooth out these little surface scratches from the grit. That one feels awful. Sometimes a stone is just bust and there's nothing you can do about it. And by bust, I mean it's full of pits that are never ever going to come out. It has that rough sandy feel that after 6 weeks is still there. Most of them are coming along quite nicely. Now this I would not hold back, even though it's kind of like a divot, but there's no way for that to catch any grit and it won't damage. That's just a natural marking in the stone, like down here. Like you see that shape? If we waited for that to be perfectly rounded, there'd be nothing left of the stone. And it feels perfectly smooth. There's no rough spot to it at all. So that's definitely going to medium. Same with this one. There's nothing rough there. Oh, a couple little tiny spots. So as you can see, when you start separating down, the barrels get smaller and smaller. And you can start combining the barrels. And then when you combine the barrels, you free one up and you get to run new stuff. And we always like to start new stuff because we quickly become addicted. And you know, if I've got to be addicted to something, I'd rather it be rocks than anything else. Ooh, that's nifty. Not sure that's going to survive another week in course, but we're going to find out. This was fine last week. I was trying to, let's see, little chip. That will scratch up an entire batch. Look at how deep this druzy hole is. I don't know what it's called. Look how deep that hole is. It's like a little cave. I don't know what we're going to do with that. At some point that one just might have to go forward or be pitched. I don't know. Ooh, see all that rough stuff here? Back in course. Back in course. Course. Oh, course. Okay, I'm not seeing any chips so far in this ceramic media that we pulled out. So that's good. We have a lot more in here. We also have water. So I'm going to finish going through this and then I'm going to restart this barrel and back in course. And these here we're going to set aside. Look at that, isn't it neat? We're going to set these aside for the medium run. We're getting more. It's getting closer. Okay, we'll be back in a couple minutes. And we're back with our Snowflake Obsidian. This was a new barrel we started last week, so it's been in course 6090 for 1 week. And it's looking pretty damn good. Like how the Botswana, or how the other stones have been going forever in course. This is like almost ready for medium and it's only been 1 week. It's just a couple little spots. And we've been finding chips. So we're taking these out because we don't want them to damage our stones. So things that are going back in course are going over here. Things to go on to medium will be held back. Oh, can you see that? That could go another week in course. But my goodness, these are looking pretty damn amazing. There's just a little bit there. I don't even think this is going to need a full week. Maybe 4 days. We'll check it again in 4 days. Holy cow. See the pink in there? It's like a little dotted line. Just a tiny, tiny bit. We're finding more more chips. Set those aside. There's a hole right there. There's another little tiny hole. Wow, these are like seriously almost ready for medium. If I weren't quite so picky, they'd go into medium right now. There's just a couple little tiny spots. See, I would have said this one was ready for medium except for this right here. And that is why it's not moving forward. Just that little tiny spot right there. Right there. Isn't it pretty? I like how there's a little bit of pink in this. I wonder what the pink is. If anybody knows what the pink is, why don't go ahead and put it in the comments. Because inquiring minds would like to know. Wow, this snowflake is just amazing how fast it's moving. It's sort of like that Kambaba Jasper, the crocodile stuff. It went pretty quickly too. But not this quick, holy cow. I mean, this is just 1 week. That, you could probably take a chisel and split this tiny rock in half. See how the crack line goes? I'll leave that out. That might just cause damage. Fairly certain this one's ready for medium. This is interesting. The host rock is still attached, and this is where all that pink is coming from. So if anybody knows what this is, let me know. I'd love to find out. I mean, it's really smooth. Wow, look at all these little chips. Here. Lots of them here. Well, there's a little. So close. So what I do when I split a batch is I take out everything that's ready to go on to the next stage and I set it in a little baggie that's marked what it is, you know, like I did for the yellow Jasper, you know, and it's saying that it was ready for medium. But, and then when the rest of its batch catches up to it, I dump them all in together in a wash cycle and then I move them all forward together. But sometimes we have to split it. And then sometimes when we split it, there's not enough in the barrel to move forward. And we can either add an insane amount of ceramic media to it, or add a different kind of stone of the same hardness, which is what I did to the Serape in yellow. Freeing up a barrel. Oh, this was almost ready. This is really pretty. This is Snowflake Obsidian. It's really nice. It's really chipping quite a bit. Look at this, it's just disintegrating in my hand. That's coming out. It's a big piece chipped off and smooth all the way around. You know what's really funny about this is it's ready to go to medium. But it's a rock chip, so we're not going to move it forward. Here's another smashed to smithereens piece. Okay. Medium. So far we only have 3 pieces that are ready to go to medium. See that there? That's what's keeping it in course. Big one right here. All you need is one. The rest of the stone can be absolutely perfect. But if you've got that one imperfection, I don't know, you're kind of screwed. It's a matter of opinion. Some people like those little imperfections. I think this is just a piece of the host rock that came off. I'm going to keep it in here for filler. It'll grind down to nothing eventually. Or maybe not, we never really know. Yeah. See that host rock in there? I don't know if it's gonna... No, I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's going to be fine. We're just going to put it back in course. What do you think? Ready for medium? Oh, and then you get that one spot. Okay. So this one's gone completely dry. It is much easier to see the imperfections when it's dry. But look at it pop when it's wet. Looks like we're in a blinding snowstorm. Okay, thanks for sticking with me through this entire batch of Snowflake Obsidian. I was just really happy that sometimes 1 week's enough. And I think this is going to be like one of those 10 or 11 day batches. Because all that is so close to being ready. Just... I think this was our problem child. Yeah, that we were going to split. I don't know. Let's give it one more week in course, and if it doesn't get any better, then we'll have to split it. Alright, let's go through our ceramic media and find the rest of these little teeny tiny pieces of stone. that are going to ruin our batch. Now you can see there was a whole lot less ceramic media this time around. And that was because we had enough stone to fill the barrel. Okay, I think the rest of this is good. So this is what we got for stones. Those are chips that are left over. We're going to use those for another project. Ceramic media goes back in the barrel. This is how much we had left that has to do coarse again. And here we have the few pieces that can be set aside to go to medium. Alright, we'll be back with our next barrel. Alright, ready for some agate time? This is our Botswana Agate. It has been in coarse grit since August 8th and today is September 19th. Still has a little bit of shaping, a little bit of these things to go. But aren't they pretty? Look at the banding and the coloring and oh my gosh. These are really coming along finally. I don't think they're ready for medium though. Just don't think they're ready. This is really coming along nicely. But it's really hard. It's a Mohs 7. And it's just taking a lot of time. Oh, look what it's uncovering. It's just getting prettier and prettier. Yeah. Little cave here. Look in there. That's a future problem. Seems to be a fracture line, but you can't feel it. Okay. Look at the pattern. It's finally getting close. I think it could take another solid week. Look at what we're uncovering here. These little dots are still embedded. Look what's coming out over here. Yep, another week. But it's just so pretty. It's nice to have something pretty to look at. Again, this is the Botswana Agate. And if we had not left this in coarse, this part of the agate that's starting to show up, we would never have seen. So let's let this go another week. Now this is getting more translucent. I thought this was going to end up being a throwaway rock. It's coming along nicely. These are drying out quickly here. This one's not all that pretty, but it's got some brown. Let it go another week, we'll see what it does. I'm not finding any chipping. And I'm not finding any little breaks either. Right from the get-go I haven't. So we have no little chips. We do have a lot of pitting. I don't know. It's going back in. Look at that. Just curves around. Not a fan of the host rock here. May go after that with a Dremel tool. Let's see. Okay. Well, we know this is going to move forward. There's a lot that has to be done on here. Okay. We've got 3 more barrels to get through, so we know this is moving forward. So we're just going to take care of this barrel and we'll be back with the next one. Isn't that pretty? Okay, see you shortly. Okay, we're back with our Kambaba Jasper. It has been in pre-polished 500 grit for a week, and we are definitely going to be moving this forward to super fine for a week. It feels really nice. It's super smooth. It's, I'm really happy with it. So here's it. It's dry. Got some beautiful patterns going on. I should say it's drying. So this is going to go in a wash cycle for a couple of hours, maybe 2, and make sure we get it good and clean. Make sure that water runs clear. Sometimes that takes 2 or 3 washes. Yeah. This is super awesome. Finally, something's moving forward and progressing. So, we are really, really happy. These are so smooth. They're so pretty. Half wet, half dry. This is just amazing. Wish everything came out this beautiful. So because we really want to get the absolute perfect finish on this, I'm going to run this through the Superfine 1000 aluminum oxide grit. I just want to start making that a standard practice to give the stones the best possible outcome they can get. Malachite used to be my favorite green stone, but this has definitely bumped it, taking it right off the pedestal. I mean, I still like it, but wow, this is so cool. Let's go to the sneaker. Okay, let's get this washed up and on to the next stage. Yay! Oh, I can't wait for these to be finished. I'm so excited. If you're new to tumbling, you might want to start with a Jasper. It's so satisfying. I mean, some take a really long time, but oh my gosh. Wait till these are finished. It's going to be amazing. It's just going to be so satisfying. Okay, we've inspected them all. There's no chips, there's no breakage, there's no bruising. Everything is moving along just fine for the Kambaba Jasper. Yay! Yep, we're doing good. We'll see it next week. Alrighty. Be back with our zebra Jasper, and we'll see how it's doing. He lost some mass, but I don't know what this white stuff is. So we'll see if another week in course will get that off. Isn't it pretty? It's just kind of cream and brown. With some tans. Just lovely, lovely patterns. It's not your everyday rock. It's got a little more yellow in it. So I found a couple little pieces of chips, and I'm looking for more. We're not really finding too much, which is, you know, a good sign. We don't want a lot of breakage. So that means we have enough ceramic media in here to protect these. But at the same time, we want the coarse grit to do its thing. Camera malfunction. Actually, it's operator error, but you know, we're not going to tell the world that. So here's a thin one. Look at how thin that is. There's another thin one. Here's a chip. Put that right aside of those. And we had very little ceramic media because, you know, as you can see, this barrel is still quite full. That's really cool. I don't think this is zebra. Oh, it got thrown in there. It's another kind of Jasper. Okay, another week of course that we go. We will see you for the next barrel. Alright, time for some real color. This is our Amazonite, Amazonite. I prefer Amazonite. This is just really, really pretty. And it has been 3 full weeks in coarse grit 6090. It's coming along really, really well. It's still roughly shaped though, so I don't know. Let's see what we're going to do about that. This is the one we chipped away at last week. And you see we got a lot of that host rock off. I need to get a little more. And it's really not feeling all that super smooth, so I think it's going to go into course another week. It's not, I mean, it's really progressed nicely, but there's still a ton of shaping that has to get done. So we want to look for chips and breakage. Okay, these are going back in course. This one's really super pretty. That's just lovely. But there's a divot that like shaped out right here. See it better that way. So the noise you're hearing in the background are the tumblers that we have back plugged in and going. It's a lot of host rock there. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? But you can see there's a lot that needs work. So back in course it goes. But this is so pretty. I just love the color. Ooh. This is the one I thought it was going to split, but it hasn't so far. We'll see. See, it looks like a chip came out of there. I'll have to check for chip pieces. Lots of work. Yep, we need a lot of course adjustment still for this batch. And that's just hanging in there. If anybody knows what that is, that yellow, put it in, I think it's pyrite, but I don't know, it doesn't have the right shine. And let me know in the comments. That would be fantastic, because I love to know and hear your guys' thoughts. Questions, I'd be happy to answer them. You know, just put them in below. Ooh, look at the pattern. That's really lovely. And then just get rid of the host rock. I thought we had two pieces that had that yellow on it. Huh. There's the other piece with the yellow. Get you a close-up of it. This looks like a chip, but it's rounding. Let it go in there. Okay. What do we have in here? Do we have any? Yes, we do. Here's that chip that came off that one piece that we saw earlier. And here is the piece that came off the other one. So let's see, do we have anything else that's come through? Nope, just those two. Okay. Well, good to put that back in, and then we've got all of our barrels back up and running, and we'll see you next week. Alrighty. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I am. This has been a nice process, and it's fun to take you guys along. Have a good week, everyone.